Hypocrite or coward, Golden Dolls recall Holness saying he heard cries of dead babies amid news spike. Opposition spokesman on health Dr. Dolfred Dawes is demanding that Prime Minister Andrew Holness take action against Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton following the deaths of at least 24 babies in June at the Victoria Jubilee Hospital in Kingston. The Health Minister has acknowledged the increase, which it says exceed figures for previous months and the same period last year, but ruled out an outbreak, citing complications related to prematurity and low birth rate. Speaking at the PNP's Combined Divisional Conference in St. Andrews Southern on Sunday, Dawes invoked Holness' own words during the 2015 dead baby scandal, when as opposition leader, he condemned the then PNP administration and called for the resignation of Health Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson. It is his standards that he set in 2015 that we must live by today, Dawes said. So in 2025, when you have 24 babies dead in one hospital in less than a month with no outbreak, what does he have to say about any resignation now? Dawes added that Holness must define who he is going into the election. Is he a hypocrite or a coward? In 2015, some 18 babies died across two hospitals over 3 months during an outbreak, a scandal that reverberated politically ahead of the 2016 general election. I hear the spirit of a little baby crying, 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 crying. Why didn't the people keep the Jamaica Labour Party government in? If the Labour Party government was in, it would still be alive. I heard the spirit of 18 babies that have died, Holness said at the party meeting. Ferguson, who controversially said the newborns were not babies in the real sense, was later reassigned. Holness has not commented publicly on the latest deaths. Dawes argued that PNP President Mark Golding would fire him had it been minister presiding over the situation at Jubilee. This is not a man who come to scrape. This is not a man who, if baby's dead under my watch, me can dodge and wave. Him a go fire me. No true boss, he said, turning to Golding. If I am not doing my best at peering out, me gone. And that is the level of accountability we cannot get from this administration. Dawes also raised the 2022 incident in which 12 babies died in a bacterial outbreak at Victoria Jubilee. Meanwhile, opposition leader Mark Golding, who is Member of Parliament for St. Andrews South, voiced his concern about the issue at Victoria Jubilee, saying a resident from his constituency lost her baby on Tuesday. Jamaica is watching you to see what you are going to do in the light of what has happened here, Golding said to Holness. Bartlett Powell denies suspension of Parliament claim. Leaders of the government business in the House of Representatives, Edmund Bartlett and his opposition counterpart Philip Powell, have denied that the parliamentary year was ended last Tuesday. The claim was made by opposition senators Lambert Brown and Donna Scott Motley. The issue came to the fore in the Senate on Friday when Government Senator Abeka Fitz-Headley tried Scott Moody for accusing the government of seeking to end the parliamentary year prematurely in order to not facilitate tabling of the Integrity Commission's annual report. The report was tabled in the Senate on Friday. Early in the week, Scott Moody addressed a People's National Party meeting and lashes out at the government. Suddenly, now everything rush up and Parliament is ending on the 24th of June, she told party supporters at a rally in Papine St. Andrew on Wednesday. What are they hiding from? Why are they locking down the Parliament before the 30th of June when they had planned for the 2nd of July, she questioned. Fitzhenry accused Scott Motley of being untruthful. The Senate knows that when the parliamentary year is coming to a close or Parliament is going on recess, notification is given by the leaders of government business in both houses or the Speaker or the President. No such thing happened. The suggestion that the government had indicated it would go on recess last week in a continuation of a trend where the opposition has no regard for the truth. It is a barefaced lie, Fitzheadley told the Senate. Opposition Senator Brown defended Scott Motley. The member is misleading the Senate because the leader of government business in the House conveyed to Philip Powell that the parliamentary year would have come to an end last week. It is on that basis that Senator Scott Motley has spoken. The parliamentary secretary knows not what he speaks, Senator Brown commented. But in separate statements to the media, Bartlett and Powell appeared to support Fitzheadley's version of events that no communication was given to the opposition that the parliamentary year would end last week. I just want to be clear that there is absolutely no argument with regards to prerogative or taking the summer break on the 24th. Indeed, the bill that I House leader and the Minister of Tourism carried last Tuesday to the House, the opposition House leader and myself spoke and we agree to take it next week, Bartlett said in a statement to the media. So it was very clear that the Parliament would reconvene beyond the 24th, and I'll be surprised if the leader of opposition of business would say we had indicated we would stop sitting and not go beyond the 24th. There was no such agreement. I understand that everyone is trying to make political mileage out of everything, but my God, truth and honesty must find a place somewhere. Powell was quoted by nationwide reporters on Friday as denying Senator's Brown claim that Bartlett had told him that Parliament would be curtailed on June 24, 2025. There must be a misunderstanding. What was said is that the sectoral debate was ending 1 week earlier than planned on June 24th instead of July 2nd. But Mr. Bartlett did not say that we would be on recess. There was the assumption that we would not be meeting, but that was not said to me by Mr. Bartlett, Paulwell was quoted as saying. Return where JLPs Williams scoff at PNPs Kingston Central prediction. Don't count your chickens before them hatch, warned Kingston Central Member of Parliament Donovan Williams, pushing back against the People's National Party PNP claim that it will retake the seat in the next general election. Williams was responding to PNP Representative Dennis Gordon, who last week predicted that the party would win at least 9 of the 15 constituencies in Kingston and St. Andrew, including Kingston Central, which it lost in 2020 after decades of control. Return where? West Kingston? Don't fret, we're coming home with you. Williams fired back during the JLP Era Council 1 meeting at the Fetchersland Community Centre in West Kingston on Sunday. Williams and attorney at law pointed to what he said were major improvements in the constituency, including a cleaner environment, increased employment, and growing investors' interest. Investors are flocking the constituency, he told party supporters. If you drive along South Camp Road, you'll see that big building going up, 112-story building in central Kingston. It is going to provide jobs for central Kingston people. He added that the National Environment and Planning Agency NEPA recently approved a permit for the construction of a new price smart business operation along South Camp Road, another signal, he said, of growing investors' confidence. People are investing in central Kingston. So, when them attack, bout them a take off central Kingston, bout it a go return to PNP. Come on man, return where, he stated. The first-term MP is expected to face retired Senior Superintendent of Police Steve McGregor of the People's National Party in the upcoming general election, which is widely expected by September. The JLP is seeking a third consecutive term in office. 31 killed in fatal crashes in May, says ITA. The Island Traffic Authority ITA is reporting that 31 road users were killed in 30 fatal crashes in the month of May, the same as in May 2024. However, fatal crashes increased by 15% in May 2025 when compared to prior year, according to the ITA in its latest monthly crash statistics. The authority is also reporting that the parish of St. Anne recorded the most fatality during the month, 5. St. Catherine was next with 4, followed by Westmoreland, Hanover, and Clarendon, each with 3 fatalities. 2 road deaths were recorded in the parish of Trelawney and St. Elizabeth, St. Andrew, and St. Thomas, while Kingston, Manchester, St. Mary, and Portland had 1 each. A breakdown of the fatalities is shown below. Motorcyclists accounted for 10 fatalities of 32% of all deaths recorded during the month of May. Private motor vehicle passengers accounted for 23% of 7 fatalities. Private motor vehicle passengers' fatality have increased by 250%, or 5 more when compared to May 2024. Private motor vehicle drivers accounted for 13%, or 4 fatalities in May 2025. Pedal cyclists accounted for 10%, or 3 fatalities during May 2025. Pedal cyclist fatalities have increased by 50%, or 1 when compared to May 2024. Pedestrians accounted for 10%, or 3 fatalities during May 2025. Pedestrian fatalities have decreased by 67% or 6 more when compared to May 2024. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.